Hello, Quesnel, and welcome to Q Today. I'm Allison Duddy.
I'm Ron Campbell, and this is our show for November the 6th.
Coming up on today's show, our top story from The Observer, Arthur Topham still waiting for formal charges in hate crimes accusation, and a great story on local resident Navin Kotek.
And later on in the show, we're going to have a primer on curling. That's something you know about, Allison.
A little bit.
And Nate has a special weather report.
Sounds like fun. Stay tuned.
I'm a little worried about that one.
Okay, so here at Q Today, we bring you the recent news provided by our good partnership with the Quesnel Caribou Observer, with a little bit of our own commentary mixed in there.
We also bring you stories that are based from our field crews and things from yourself. We have some of our people out there and they would like to talk to you. Whatever you think is important, we think is important. So email us at qtoday@qcatv.ca with your story, or ask us to cover a story you know the community would love to hear about. So get in touch with us.
You bet. Moving on to the news, remember we just give the highlights here. If you want to get the full details, pick up your copy of The Observer. And now over to my co-host here, Ron, for some of the news.
Thank you very much, Allison. 5 months have passed since the RCMP searched and seized property of a local resident, Arthur Topham. But the Radical Press editor has yet to be formally charged. It makes me question the validity of the search warrant, Topham said. In late May, Topham was arrested, his house searched, and personal documentation was seized. After it was determined that there were reasonable grounds, the offense of promotion of hatred was committed. During the search, members of the BC hate crime team seized 3 computers from Topham's residence, which Topham says have not been returned, leaving him without all of his contacts. Topham adamantly denies the alleged charge and says that the allegations from his accuser stem from a long-term vendetta. He and his lawyer are currently working on the validity of the search warrant, claiming the information used to obtain it contained vast areas of presumption of evidence. Topham continues to question when his belongings will be returned to him and how long the courts have to formally charge him. He will be back in court on November the 9th, and we will keep you informed of any updates that we receive. Allison.
Thanks, Ron. So a new boutique has recently opened in town, and it's called, I don't know if we should even say the name. Shh. That's the name.
That's it?
That's it. Owner Shannon Horrigan is from a small town on Vancouver Island, and she's hoping to bring some of the city to Quesnel. The sense of community is what's appealing to me, Horrigan said of her decision to open a boutique in Quesnel. She opened her first store in Prince George in 2007. She ended up actually in Prince George through her dentistry career, and she ended up opening the store in 2007 and then another one in 2011 in Prince George as well. She was thinking of expanding again when a customer from Quesnel came in and was amazed at how much product and great product that she had. So she ended up biting the bullet, and now here she is in Quesnel. She says she's hoping to offer a new shopping experience to Quesnel. They offer after-hours shopping parties, and she's also hoping that their customer service will set them apart from other businesses. They also provide a wish list service where you can go in, pick out items that you like, and friends or family can also go in there, check out your wish list, and then have an idea of what to get for you. So you can check out Shh at 424 Reed Street. It's right beside Reason to Run across from Safeway, or you can give them a call, 250-612-2346.
So Allison, if I went in there and started a wish list, would you check it out to see if you could get something for me?
Of course I would. Would you check mine?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you didn't sound too convincing there, Ron.
As you know, Allison, Annie Glant writes some very good stories, and she's done one now on a local resident who is also my friend, Navin Kotek, who has called Quesnel home for the last 40 years. At 23 years old, Navin came to Canada from Uganda. with 3 sisters in November of 1972. After being ordered to leave their country of birth under threat of death, because Navin, as an educated man, would have been killed, so leaving Uganda was very urgent. After seeing his parents and 3 younger siblings safely at the airport and ready to board a plane for Austria, he and his 3 sisters had just days to get onto the last flight leaving Uganda for Canada. Navin and his sisters made their way to Quesnel, thanks to a Manpower employee who sold him on the opportunities of a forestry town that a forestry town would offer. The article goes on to describe his arrival here in Quesnel, getting their first taste of snow on the day they arrived. Navin didn't have a hard time finding work, but it was difficult finding enough work to support himself and his 3 sisters. Upon hearing of a job at the recently opened Caribou Paper and Pulp plant, Navin immediately applied for his job, and he has never looked back. In December, he will celebrate his 40th anniversary with Caribou Pulp, where he has a perfect attendance record with no lost time to accident and or sick days. Navin has built up many friendships throughout his years in the community, including his first friend, Marion Nielsen, who invited him and his sisters to their very first Christmas dinner in 1972. Navin is married and has 2 children. He is also very grateful to the Quesnel Sikh community, who welcomed his family and provided seed money to help them establish themselves in Quesnel. Interestingly enough, Navin has extended a special thanks to all those people who didn't put their trust in his abilities and worthiness. As he says, they helped him become stronger and more determined to prove them wrong, and helped to prove to himself that he would be successful. It's very hard for me to see no one trusting Navin. I know Navin throughout the work with the Canadian Cancer Society. He's a terrific guy, and he's very community-minded. And one thing, Allison, that the story didn't mention was that in one of the fundraisers, which is a trail ride that the Canadian Cancer Society and the Palliative Care Society put on together.
I remember, yes.
Yeah. Navin actually took riding lessons and paid for them himself in order for him to enter and become part of that fundraiser.
Good for him.
So that's the kind of guy he is.
He's a great guy. I know Navin also, and he really is. I think anybody who knows him couldn't possibly think of something bad to say about him. He's fantastic.
That's for
and
sure.
Very, like you said, community-minded. Nice to see. All right, so Ron, Observer reporter, often sports reporter Jonas Gagnon contacted Lynn Turner and myself recently. You might remember Lynn from our accessible parking awareness campaign that we recently went through. And anyways, I guess he was at a Roos game recently, and a puck went over the net into a group of seniors from Dunroven that were at the Roos game that night. Nobody got hurt, but Jonas got to thinking that there's no netting above the glass in the seating area designated for people who use wheelchairs, walkers, or have mobility issues. They can't get up the stairs to the regular bleachers. So anyways, nobody got hurt that day, but it was a good thing. So we met Jonas down at the arena, Lynn and I, and had a little look around. Now, besides the netting issue, the current area is also a little bit difficult to manage. There's some pretty heavy doors that you have to get through, and then a bit of a steep ramp to get up also. And one of the things that really bothered me is that you're sort of isolated. You're off in your own little corner. If you go to a game by yourself or with one friend, there's just a couple of you sitting there, and you're sort of out of the crowd, out of the energy and that sort of thing. So not the best setup, but understandably the building is 55 years old. So Jonas also talked to Gary Stewart, who's facilities manager for the city, and Stewart did admit that it does keep people away, but the only way to include those with mobility issues would be a complete revamp of the building, which of course would be way too cost prohibitive. So the next best hope is the new multi-center. According to Jeff Norburn, who's general manager of community for the city, there is some language in the specification sheet about exceeding the code with regards to accessibility. So I hope that actually does come to fruition. I can understand them not wanting to spend a bunch of money on the old arena at this point in time. I hope that the accessibility planning for the new multi-center is very carefully thought out, because it is a lot cheaper to do it right the first time and get it right than to, after the fact, have to go back and make modifications because of something you didn't plan for in the planning stage when it comes to accessibility. So that's my 2 cents on the whole multi-center arena accessibility situation.
I agree with you, Alison. If you're going to put an accessibility parking lot spot outside the arena, then they should make it really accessible for all.
That's right.
Yeah.
You bet.
And continuing on with sports, in hockey, the Bantam and Midget Thunder teams were in action this last weekend. The Bantam boys took on an array of Northern BC talent to take top spot in a tournament in Williams Lake. They finished the round robin with wins over Williams Lake, Prince George, and Vanderhoof. They finished the round robin with their record, and they earned a berth into the finals for a rematch against the only team that they lost to, which was Salmon Arm. They then took on this team and beat them in the round robin, and the boys doubled their effort, and they took the tournament 6-2 win over the Salmon Arm Silvertips. Not only were the Bantams busy, but the Midget Thunder were also very busy with 3 games in less than 24 hours. The boys played in a away game in Williams Lake on Friday night, winning 6-5. Saturday morning saw the Midgets win the first of a doubleheader against the Tier 2 Prince George team 5-4. And Saturday afternoon, the crazy schedule took a toll on the boys, and they lost 5-3. Overall, they both had a very good weekend for the Sunder teams, and it was very nice to know that we have hockey talent here that we can go watch, because we're certainly not getting it on television.
That's right. Although I heard on the news this morning they're meeting again tomorrow, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, see what they're going to do with all those millions and millions of dollars.
I'm just about done with it at this point. It's so frustrating. So anyways, also in sports, Valoy Kung Fu Club was in action last weekend at a Taekwondo tournament in Prince George. 3 of Valoy students returned with medals around their necks. Susan Joyce fought 3 times in her intermediate division to take the gold medal. Terry McIntyre competed in his first martial arts tournament and was able to fight his way to the gold also. And then there was 12-year-old Mike Webb, also in his first competition, fought a close match with his competitor in the gold match, but wasn't able to quite pull it out, but he still brought home the silver. So congratulations to all.
We have athletes of all types, don't we?
We sure do.
From the field, Scott Elliott has been around town, and he dropped into the curling rink. Allison, you should know about that, about curling.
A bit.
A bit? Scott met with Linda Sales and Trudy Bentley, who gave him an introduction, and so we'll take a look at that.
This should be good.
And today, I'm with 2 lovely ladies at the curling rink. And I'm trying to find out a little bit more about curling, because I have no idea. Tried it once as a kid, not very good. Ladies, it's a big weekend here at the curling rink. Maybe first of all, you could introduce yourself.
Linda Sales.
And?
Trudy Bentley.
Excellent, thank you, ladies. And what do we have going on here today? It's a Bonspiel. Can you explain that to me?
It's an open bonspiel where
Okay.
just everyone registers as an individual player, and we draw teams out of a hat, and that's how we make up the teams, so people get to meet new friends.
Okay, so Bonspiel is just a curling tournament,
Yeah, it's an icebreaker.
an icebreaker. Okay, excellent. Do you have anybody from out of town, or is this all for locals this weekend?
Well, we have one curler from out of town.
Okay.
He was here last year and he curled at this club as a junior, so he came back for his 2nd year.
Neat.
Yeah,
Neat.
but anybody can come, in town, out of town. It's just whoever signs up, and
Okay.
we make up our teams.
So how do people get involved in curling? What if, as a rookie myself, what would I do? Do I just come to the curling rink and say I want to be involved, and we can figure it out from there? Or?
Exactly. You can try and get on a team. We'll have, we can pick up new curlers. There's always teams looking for curlers.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the year, we give lessons for 2 days, so it's awesome.
That's
It's
a good
thing
idea.
to do.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Okay, and you know, I was down there talking to a couple of people, and one gentleman, I mean, I know the brooms, I get that part, but one gentleman had a little stick that he was putting on the rock. Can you tell me about that? Is that it's helping out with accessibility, I think?
Well, it's called a stick, and people that can't bend down into the hack anymore, mostly because they have bad knees and they still want to curl. So you can just stand up and use your stick and walk out and release your rock. There's a little thing that goes on top of the handle of the rock, so it gives you your turn. And
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are able to do this, and even with some disabilities or extra challenges, you mentioned maybe wheelchairs. Wheelchairs can get involved as well.
Yeah, we have a couple of people in wheelchairs that curl on Tuesday and Thursday morning with the senior curlers.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. In fact, the one girl from town, she's even gone to the provincial curling, wheelchair curling.
And who's that?
Allison Duddy.
Yes, okay, I know Allison. Okay, that's great. She's pretty good at a few things, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. And behind us right now, the Bonspiel is going to start again in about an hour, I think.
Right.
But this is the Sunday morning league, or?
This is the Legion curling. They always curl on Sunday, so we keep our Bonspiel around their time.
Oh, that's
Because
good.
they're great for our club, the Legion. So.
Right,
Yeah,
and there's quite a few people out there. There's going to be 30, 40 people right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And they just curl from 10 to 12 every Sunday.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And I think there's 48 people, and we're full sheets out there.
Yeah.
Wow, 48 people. So how many Bonspiels do you think we'll have this year? Is there just the one that you are involved in?
No, we usually end up getting involved in a lot of them, but this is our main one that we do.
Okay.
But we have a Bonspiel, and this year on the sheets of ice we put logos out of all our Bonspiels, and it's got all the dates on them.
Great.
Yeah.
So there's 5 for sure Bonspiels.
Excellent. Excellent.
That the rink puts on, and then the rink also rents out the club for like West Fraser or different people that have
And Spectra, they come.
Spectra Energy,
Okay, so they have corporate functions and incorporate the curling as well.
and they bring their own curlers and do it all. And
Excellent.
So after January, or beginning in January, right to the end of March.
Just about a Bonspiel, at least one a month.
Yeah, or more.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
fantastic. So we've
Yeah.
got a lot of community members involved in this.
Our club's doing well,
Yeah.
I think.
That's
Our
good.
club is, yeah.
That's great. Yeah, this is great for Quesnel. Ladies, thank you very much. It's been very educational for me. I learned a little bit about curling today, and I think maybe one day I'll even get up the courage and give it a shot.
Sounds good.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so last show we had a story about winter showing up in Quesnel, and this week it's actually retreating. Gorgeous day today, but Nate has a little different perspective on the weather. So let's see what Nate has to say about the weather.
This is a test. I don't like winter. Oh, I love winter. Why don't you choose? Do you like winter? Why is it that people have opinions about the winter? As far as I'm concerned, the weather is what the weather is. And yet, every single day, I make a judgment about the weather. I know lots of people that think 20 degrees and shorts is perfect. In fact, the majority of us do. But other people like to get out on the with their cross skis and love that minus 10, 15. Why is that? Why are some people cold freaks? Why are some people hot freaks? Why do we even care? Why don't you give us a call at 992-3650 or QToday at qcatv.ca and let us know why you think people have opinions about the weather. I'm Nate Bello, and back to you.
And I have my Ron's rumblings are going to return as of right now. And actually they tie into the winter. It sort of starts off with saying like, hello out there. Guess what? There is snow on the ground and the roads we drive on are also covered. So please slow down. The speed limit that you see is for good road conditions. It is not mandatory. You will not be ridiculed for slowing down and driving safely when it's snowing and the roads are slippery. Do so, especially when you are behind me. I do not want you visiting me in my back seat, especially with your motor running. Slow down, drive responsibly. Please, as a life you save may be mine. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Ron. That's awesome. That is so true.
I'm tired.
Good on ya.
Thank you. I'm tired and afraid that these people just do not realize it.
Yeah, it's so true. Well, hey, when the speed limit, posted speed limit is for dry, good road conditions. So if it's snowing out there, chances are you should be doing a little bit less than the posted speed limit.
So now it's time to take a look at what's happening from the weekend with Sutton Shutters. Dave took some pictures of the first Christmas bazaar. Can you believe it, Allison? Christmas is right around the corner.
I don't even want to think about it yet.
Of the season at St. Andrew's Church. And he also took some beautiful pictures up at Dragon Lake for you to enjoy. Thanks for sending those to us, Dave.
All right, now it's time to see what's happening in Quesnel with our local events on the community calendar.
Before we close, we have a little news from our sponsor, the Lions Club. Be sure to get your ticket for a chance to win a shopping spree, 5 minutes, at Save On Foods. Tickets are $5 and are available at Save On Foods and K-Max. The draw will take place on December 8th, and the shopping spree happens at Save On Foods December the 18th. December garage sale dates have been set. One is for December the 8th, the other is December the 15th, and both take place at the Maple Park Mall.
All right, coming up on future QToday shows, Susan McNeil will be back with a series on home business, and Ron here is going to have some more of his rumblings for us, one of my favorite parts of the show.
And Allison, we should remind our watchers out there that they should attend the Cenotaph Remembrance Day, November the 11th. Try and be there around 10:30. Let us not forget the sacrifice our veterans made around the world for us.
So true. Thanks for that, Ron. As we leave you today, a little musical interlude. And that's it for this show. We want to hear from you with your story ideas and your comments on our show.
Remember,
QToday is about Quesnel.
Talking to Quesnel.
Bye for now.
Take care.
Shallow waters I can't see, your clear waves lapping at my feet. The lifeless ocean, black, not blue. I didn't help, but deep down I knew. In shallow waters I used to see dolphins playing in front of me, the seaweed swaying, keeping time, tidal rhythms, laugh, not cry. Oh, 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 why do tears fall from the sky? Oh, 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 if we giving up, please tell me why. Remember the salty ocean breeze used to build castles on the beach, splashing around in the summer heat. Now it's just oil up to our knees. Bring back the days we used to care, when all of these troubles were not there. Cry for help, this is my song. If we do nothing, it'll all be gone. In shallow waters I can't see the wondrous life God created to be. The tankers and pipelines keep coming through. I turn my head and so did you. Oh, 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 why do tears fall from the sky? Oh, 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 if we giving up, please tell me why. Remember the salty ocean breeze, we used to build castles on the beach, splashing around in the summer heat. Now it's just oil up to our knees. Bring back the days we used to care, when all of these troubles were not there. Cry for help, this is my song. If we do nothing, it'll all be gone. Come with me to the Emerald Sea, where black gold spills into my ocean dream. Nothing ever found, no life is around. It's just the sound of morning in the air. Silence everywhere. Oh, 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 why do tears fall from the sky? Oh, 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 if we giving up, please tell me why. Remember the salty ocean breeze used to build castles on the beach, splashing around in the summer heat. Now it's just oil up to our knees. Bring back the days we used to care, when all of these troubles were not there. Cry for help, this is my song. If we do nothing, it'll all be gone. If we do nothing, it'll all be gone. Shallow waters I can't see your clear waves slapping at my feet.